Thank you, Angela. Now to the Delphi murders trial, where it was just late this afternoon that the prosecution rested its case and the defense stepped up, calling its first witness.
But much of the day, jurors heard recordings of Richard Allen's alleged confessions, telling family members that he killed Libby German and Abby Williams back in 2017. Our senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel and Emily Longnecker were in court today and heard those recorded calls. So tell us what they heard.
Hey, Scott and Ann. Well, the state has rested its case against Richard Allen, but not before saving its most powerful testimony for the very end. That testimony, Richard Allen confessing to the murders in his own words and in his own voice. Brian Harshman was the state's 40th and final witness. He's a state police officer who listened to all 700 of Richard Allen's jail phone calls over the past 2 years. He and the prosecutor chose 7 of the calls to play for the jury. 5 of them included confessions to his wife, Kathy, and then the jury heard a few calls to his mother, Janice. In one of the calls, Allen's mom started by saying, "It's good to hear your voice." Richard Allen says, "So did Kathy tell you I did it?" His mom said, "We're not going to discuss this, okay? We love you. You know that, don't you?" Richard said, "Regardless?" His mom said, "Yeah." And then later in the conversation, Richard Allen said, "I'm just worried you guys aren't going to love me because I said I did it." His mom says he's not in a good place. And then she says, "We'll always love you, no matter what." After that, Allen again says, "I did it." His mom said, "Rick, don't talk like this. I think they're just messing with you." And after a pause, Richard tells his mother, "I love you." His mom says, "I just know you don't have it in you to do something like this." And at that point, Richard Allen says, "Mom, why would I tell you I did it if I didn't?" The defense says Allen's state of mind during the confessions is an issue because a prison psychologist diagnosed him as having a serious mental disorder. But during most of the calls, the confessions, Allen seemed very relaxed. Harshman described his demeanor during the recorded confessions as calm, subdued, and solemn. And when Prosecutor Nick McLeland asked Harshman if he recognized the voice of the bridge guy on the now famous Down the Hill video that Libby German captured on her cell phone just before the murders, Harshman said he did. He looked right at the defendant and said, "It's the voice of Richard Allen." Now, the defense said it wanted the judge to require the state to play other calls that Allen made to his mom and wife, saying the state left out calls where Allen maintains his innocence and discussed his mental illness. The judge ruled against that, but the defense team briefly snuck in some information from one of the calls anyway, defying the judge and over the repeated objections of the state. And then we got to hear about this surprise video, a video that most people didn't even know existed until today. Emily?
Right, and the defense didn't know it existed. They had to go take a break and watch it, if you remember, when we all recessed for a little bit. This video apparently shows Richard Allen in the Cass County Jail. We know he continues to be monitored, and Master Sergeant Brian Harshman talked about what he says is in that video. He says it shows Allen screaming loudly, swearing, being irate, and telling the guards that he was going to kill them. The defense argued that this video was not relevant, and it turns out that Judge Gall agreed with them. So the jury did not get a chance to see this video, but they did get a chance to hear the details of what's in it before they were dismissed.
And then briefly, the state got its turn to start presenting its side of the case, and it started presenting its first witnesses.
Yeah, we heard from 2 witnesses today, 2 women. One woman who says that she was on the bridge that day during that afternoon and took some pictures, and then a second witness that lives across the creek from where the girls' bodies were found. She lives near that private drive, and she says that morning she and her husband were coming home and they noticed a man they'd never seen before standing near their mailboxes, and she noted it because they didn't know him, and no one usually stands by those mailboxes except for the people that live down in that wooded area. And she says they noticed him, and then before they knew it, he was gone. Then they said, "Where did he go?" So they called police the next day when police asked, if you saw anything strange in these past 24 hours, please let us know, and they did. So we heard from her. We'll dig into that more at Delphi Debrief.
40 witnesses so far for the state, 2 so far for the defense, lots more. We will have all that evidence and testimony for you coming up in the days ahead here in Delphi. Back to you.
All right, Bob and Emily reporting live for us tonight from Delphi, and they'll be joining our legal expert, Katie Jackson-Lindsay, tonight for our Delphi debrief, where the three of them will talk about everything that happened in court today. You can watch the stream every weeknight, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock on WTHR Plus to catch up on daily developments in the trial. The app is a free download. You can get it on Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Roku.